Your commentary team, former Kilmarnock defender Craig Patterson, and firstly, Liam McLeod.
Rob, thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. Celtic eyeing up a treble, a fourth in the club's history. It would be a first in 11 years. The first of their trophies in what was Martin O'Neill's debut season in charge was the one they are hoping to end the day with today. Their opponents in 2001 were also Kilmarnock. And the school of thought is that with the league title signed and sealed and all but delivered, Neil Lennon is 3 games away from a piece of history. What they hope will be 3 Hampden dates, including this afternoon, the Scottish Cup semi-final next month against Hearts or St Mirren, and the final of that competition in May. Kilmarnock have been up and down all season, going from the sublime in 2 wins over Rangers, including at Ibrox, to results such as a 6-3 home defeat to Inverness Caley Thistle. Those who've come up the M77 to the National Stadium will be hoping on an improvement on their last 2 League Cup finals, when they were destroyed by a Henrik Larsson hat-trick in 2001, and the even worse beating dished out to them by John Collins Hibernian, including the current Celtic skipper Scott Brown. That was in 2007, when he came here and lost 5-1. The scene all set then. Neil Lennon, what an afternoon this is for him. His compatriot, fellow Northern Irishman Kenny Shiels of Kilmarnock, his first full season in charge of the club, he has led them to a National Cup final. Craig Patterson with me. Craig, this is going to be some afternoon, in particular for those, I suppose, who haven't played at the National Stadium before in a final.
Well, it's a fantastic occasion to be, just to be here, to be involved. Players are going to love this, but you want to go home with a winner's medal, which means you've got to go out and perform. I think we know Celtic will, because of the way they're playing. The Killie players have got to get in the face and match up, especially at the start of the game.
Very familiar looking Celtic lineup, that one, isn't it? Kelvin Wilson returns to the side this afternoon. Joe Ledley moves back into midfield. Stokes and Hooper up front have 40 goals between them this season.
It is such a strong lineup. Georgios Samaras reduced their place on the bench, and without him, Forrest, Hooper and Stokes, so much firepower.
Liam Kelly has an important role as the sitting midfielder. Dean Shiels got them here with his goal against Ayr in the semis. He'll do his best to support top scorer Paul Heffernan, who has made it.
Yeah, well, that's a big plus, Heffernan in the team. But Gary Harkins, Dean Shiels must get up and support. And Gary Hay, he has to help out Ben Gordon to nullify the threat of James Forrest.
Well, as Craig mentioned, Georgios Samaras is out of the starting lineup, onto the bench. He goes. James Dayton can cause problems if it's not going Kilmarnock's way later on. Willie Collum's been waiting to take charge of his first final. He gets that chance today. The 33-year-old teacher has reffed Edinburgh and Old Firm derbies, and the 2012 League Cup final will now sit alongside those on his CV. The 66th League Cup final is about to start. Celtic looking for a 15th success in this competition. Killie yet to taste League Cup success. They have an opportunity this afternoon. They've had opportunities in the last 10, 11 years. It hasn't happened for them. Saturday, the 15th of October, was the moment of Celtic's season so far. It may only have been a point that they picked up against today's opponents at Rugby Park, but coming from 3-0 down at half-time that autumn afternoon has instilled something in this Celtic squad. That game immediately followed their last domestic defeat. That came at Tynecastle against Hearts. Neil Lennon's since gone on to say that he may well have quit had they not come back to salvage that 3-3 draw in Ayrshire. Now the Celtic boss stands on the edge of greatness. Killie will do their best to try and prevent that from happening, at least the treble. And it's with Sissoko on loan for a second time from Udinese. James Forrest. First real chance for Forrest to run that wing. Slip from Forrest, but Celtic have it back with Wanyama. been brilliant for Celtic this season. Victor Wanyama in the engine room can also play at centre-half and has done. Mulgrew. Hooper. Brown. Hooper. Brown. Have a crack here.
Well, worth an effort early in the game. A couple of lovely little 1-2s, and when he got a look at the goal, Scott Brown, who's been in good goal-scoring form recently, wasn't shy about letting fly.
5 goals this season, Scott Brown. It's a good return for him. 4 of those came in a row. Sissoko beat Stokes to it. Ledley got the Celtic goal in the League Cup final defeat against Rangers a year ago. Sissoko keeps his eye on it. Kilmarnock centre-halves will be tested to the full this afternoon. Brown breaking the ball for Celtic. Well, Liam Kelly was there, and we're highlighting how important a job he's going to have just in front of the centre-halves and just before the midfield.
Well, he's going to sit there and he's got to protect centre-backs. He's got to stop balls into feet, because Stokes and Hooper, some of the link-up is terrific. You've got to deny them possession.
Fowler's looking for Heffernan. Rogna was covering, and Forster gets a first touch. Matthews. Good movement from Stokes again, but Sissoko's marshalled him well in the opening few minutes.
And I suppose the good thing about the pitch being watered just before the game is there's a nice skip on the ball. If you're a defender, you know it's going to go through quickly to the goalkeeper. Sissoko took up a good position.
4 changes in the Kilmarnock lineup today from the one that drew up at Inverness last weekend. Fowler and Hay back into the team. Shiels and Heffernan, 4 massive players for Kenny Shiels today. Hay. Chance here then for Kilmarnock just to stay in the ball, not a few passes together, because they'll want to get some confidence instilled into them looking ahead.
Well, they know the early part of the game, you can't win it, but you can lose it. You know, you lose yourself at goal.
Sissoko's given that straight to Hooper. Good save from Bell. Oh, he's bailed out Sissoko there, big time.
I have no idea what the centre-back is thinking about early in the game. I'm just about to say, take no chances, clear your lines, passes it straight to Garry Hooper, and he should score. Chances do not come any better.
Talking about instilling confidence, he was doing exactly the opposite from Sissoko there. Bell, who's been in terrific form in the Kilmarnock goal, once again, he was out quickly to smother the Hooper effort, but you'd have put money on Garry Hooper, who's still looking up at the heavens. Can't believe he's not taking that chance.
I can't, but I think he was surprised at having the ball passed straight to him. Kilmarnock give away far too many cheap goals. In a cup final, you can't afford to, and there's a lesson. Don't do it again.
Shiels. Pinched off him by Forrest, but Shiels bites back at him. Hay to Heffernan. Kelly. Hay. Smothered away by Joe Ledley. Hooper. Forrest, he's got Stokes ahead of him. Hooper waiting in the middle for the Stokes cross. Nelson's there for Kilmarnock. Then cleared by Gordon. Celtic comfortable on the ball. Forrest. Adam Matthews. We're going to pick out Brown. It was a great run from the midfield by Brown. Sissoko got in the way, and Celtic have a first corner of the afternoon.
And Celtic are just trying to lift the pace a little, get balls into the box, but they really should be 1-0 up. You know, there's good balls in, but when you see this run by Scott Brown, oh, this is the dynamic player they bought from Hibs, driving into the box, causing problems.
A couple of League Cup medals, Scott Brown. One of those came for Hibernian in that win over Kilmarnock in 2007. So, Kilmarnock have a Charlie Mulgrew corner to face. Bell holds on just.
But on the goalkeeper, if you come and you shout, you've got to take control of the ball. Decent ball into the back post. Cammy Bell gives the Celtic player Garry Hooper a real good shove there, but commanding his 6-yard box.
Long one from Hay. Easy for Robna. The 10th League Cup meeting between these two. Just one Kilmarnock win in the previous 9. Tornhout jumps Harkins. Wanyama finds Hooper. Forrest away on the right. Good run forward by Ledley as well. Stokes. Forrest. Stokes again. We get a second bite at this, Anthony Stokes. Brown was waiting. James Forrest. Stokes. Matthews. There's Gary Hay at the expense of another corner. And this is ominous for Kilmarnock, the way this game's panning out just now.
The Ayrshire side, they're getting themselves hemmed in, they can't make passes, and the ball just keeps coming back, and there's some decent delivery across the box by Celtic players. Nobody on the end of it, but Kilmarnock do not want to be defending this often, this early.
The left foot of Charlie Mulgrew again. Similar delivery. Wanyama and away from Sissoko. It's not often Charlie Mulgrew puts a bad ball into the box. It's a couple of testing corners already in the opening 8 minutes. Wanyama. Clever idea there, trying to dink that through for Hooper. Harkins. Killie haven't really got into the game yet, have they?
No, and you can see we were told Danny Buijs would play the right-hand side. We didn't believe that before the game. He's going to sit inside alongside Liam Kelly. 2 players in there to protect the back four, but at the moment, Kilmarnock's problem is ball retention. They can't keep it, and Celtic keep driving back at them.
Forrest. Matthews. Mulgrew. Ledley. Brown. Under pressure. Now Harkins. Heffernan to the right. Shiels to the left. Shiels is making a good run here. If Harkins can find him, Shiels couldn't quite dig the ball into his path.
Well, if he takes that on the run, he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but it was a difficult ball there. A 3-on-2 Kilmarnock should have made more of it.
Brown. There's Harkins again, pickpocketed him. Long from Hay for Heffernan, who is onside. Wilson's the covering player for Celtic. Kelly. And Shiels. Buijs. Switch of play from Hay. His fellow Kilmarnock stalwart Fowler. Buijs. Harkins. Find Heffernan. Kilmarnock will try again though. Dean Shiels. Fowler. No one in yellow at the back end of the box.
2 players in the box, but the final ball just wasn't good enough.
Forrest. Couldn't get away from Gordon. Well, this is the big moment of the game so far.
Oh, this is crazy. You've time to just play the ball out wide. He looks up and he passes this straight to Garry Hooper, and I just can't believe he missed. Player in great form, high in confidence. I expected to see the back of the net bulge.
No doubt Kilmarnock's strengths are going forward rather than defending. He's looking for Heffernan. "13 goals this season. Paul Heffernan only just made it. He only trained a couple of times before the cup final. A groin injury in the build-up to it. Wanyama. Forrest. On his best. Danny Buijs. Well, they've weathered the early storm, Killie. There'll be plenty more to come, and it's Michael Nelson this time under pressure from Hooper. Buijs. Back from Heffernan, but he's on his own, Paul Heffernan up front.
If you're going to plough a lone furrow up there, you need quality delivery into your chest so you can hold it up. That kind of ball, all he can do is flick on to nobody.
Scott Brown. Ledley. Brown again. One thing Celtic have been happy doing this season is knocking the ball about. Don't see something developing ahead of them. They go back to go forward rather than force the issue. Sissoko's been heavily involved so far, hasn't he?
Well, you know, apart from the glaring mistake, he hasn't played badly. You've got to be careful there, though. You know, any kind of arm on the player's back, if the referee spots it, often it's a free kick.
Shiels switches to Fowler. Nelson. Good challenge from Brown.
Just the last 2 or 3 minutes, the game's getting bogged down in the middle of the park. Neither team really keeping decent possession, and after the quick-fire start, I think Kilmarnock will be quite pleased the way the game is going. So much at stake in these cup final days as Killie come forward with Shiels. Fowler couldn't get beyond Mulgrew. Good defending from the now Scotland international. Gets help from Ledley. Hooper inside, Stokes ahead of him. Blocked by Nelson. Not to the pressure right off. Going to stand up there. Charlie Mulgrew tries to swing a leg round. Dean Shiels goes to ground, and it's a stick-on free kick. Charlie Mulgrew, one of the first names on Neil Lennon's team sheet this season. He's played just about everywhere, bar up front. He was in centre midfield at Pittodrie a couple of weeks ago. Equally comfortable at centre half as he is at left back. Matthews. Sissoko blocks it from going through to Stokes. Kelly. Michael Nelson, centre-half for Kilmarnock, made his debut in the semi-final win over Ayr United that went to extra time. Better from Kilmarnock. Harkins. Ben Gordon would have liked that ball just a bit further ahead of him, maybe a yard or two. Kelly. Fowler has to use Liam Kelly again. Shiels. Hay. That's for Gordon. Heffernan's one in the middle, so too is Kelly, and Kilmarnock have a corner. That's more promising from a Killie point of view. It's far better from the Ayrshire side. You know, get into a wide area, deliver it into the box, then you've got defenders under real pressure.
Killie's first corner of the cup final. 0-0 in the Scottish Communities League Cup final. Well, they've brought Nelson and Sissoko up for this. They're around about the 18-yard line, just out of your picture. Danny Buijs is having a problem, I think, with his left boot. He's just fixing that just now. He will have taken a knock.
Well, Well, the referee was quickly calling for the physio to come on, so obviously believes he's taken a sore one.
Yeah, just the back of the ankle. The Dutchman who arrived in the summer. He came with a good pedigree as well, Danny Buijs. It's just his 17th appearance of the season, but he was a regular starter at Feyenoord.
Yeah, just a bit of a worry for Kilmarnock. You know, you don't want to be losing players early on, but certainly the signal he gave to the physio is if he'd cooled something just a little bit. I think they'll give him a couple of minutes to try and run it off, but they can't afford any passengers out there against Celtic.
Dean Shiels to take this corner for Kilmarnock. We're seeing the centre-halves up for it. Shiels trying to target them. Sissoko was up. Did that come off Rogna? Indeed.
It's a good ball in. You know, Sissoko's going to get the run. Celtic big players along the 6-yard line. You can see Sissoko gets a run there up early, but good defending from the Celtic.
Second corner in quick succession then for Killie. Rogna just taking no chances with that as Shiels takes the corner again. It's an outswinger this time for Sissoko. Away by Mulgrew. Fowler. Sissoko's still up there and he's forced it to Harkins. Gordon in support. Out there is Matthews as well. It's Gordon on loan from Chelsea. Harkins. Again, Sissoko still loitering around the penalty area. It's Scott Brown who gets it away. Sissoko to Buijs. Nelson. Too much on it.
Kenny Shiels won't be happy with that. Wants his team to pass the ball, wants to keep possession. 40-yard diagonal, just giving the ball back to Celtic. The 2nd of October last year was the last time Celtic lost domestically. They did lose a Europa League game at home to Atletico Madrid at the end of November, but since then they've been unbeaten. They dropped points up at Aberdeen a couple of weeks ago. Apart from that, it has been relentless from Celtic, and this is Forrest. Cooper will try and keep this going. He can't. Celtic have lost their way a little bit. First 10 minutes, totally dominant, causing all sorts of problems, and I think you can see Neil Lennon coming down to get a bit of instructions on. He won't be happy with the way things have gone.
Fowler. Oh, Shiels left that one. Yama tried to force it through. The challenge came at the right time, but Dean Shiels almost played himself into trouble there. Heffernan. Free kick, Killie.
He does well, Paul Heffernan. He's not the biggest of lads, but he is strong, and when he holds the ball in, he's actually inviting the foul. You know, he hold your ground, wait for the contact, go down, get your team a free kick.
Well, Danny Buijs will not be able to continue. Lee Johnson will replace him, the former Hearts midfielder, coming on for Buijs. So I guess it's a like-for-like change, pretty much, Craig.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he just goes in and sits or whether they do a bit of rejigging, because you do like to have the 2 men in front of the back four just to give them that little added protection. But Danny Buijs, he wasn't moving well after the knock, and it did look when he went down as if his afternoon was over.
Johnson on and immediately involved. Finds Harkins. Heffernan tried to knock that back to Shiels. It's away from Matthews. Kilmarnock's best spell in the match these last few minutes.
Well, they're actually getting their confidence now. You know, a lot more players getting on the ball, looking like they're up for the challenge. Had they gone behind early, it could have floored them, but they picked themselves up and they've dragged themselves back into the contest.
Gordon, that ball had stayed in. Heffernan blocked by Wanyama. Still it's Kilmarnock, and it's not that far away from Shiels with a snapshot.
It is a good effort. You know, when it comes back to him, he doesn't have an awful lot to aim at, and he's going to be closed down, but hits it well. Doesn't miss that far post by much. You can see it just doesn't quite get his foot round the ball. No bend on it, but close.
We recently back in the Northern Ireland set up. Dean Shiels, he's having a good time under the stewardship of his father at Kilmarnock. Missed out on the League Cup win when he was at Heffernan when they beat Killie in 2007. Couldn't stop him enjoying the victory parade in the capital right enough. Brown knocking that one through for Stokes. Sissoko was there. Well, that was careless from Hayes. Sissoko does well, finds Bell. Cammy Bell wouldn't have relished the ball approaching him there, has to be said. Wanyama. Lobbing it to Kelvin Wilson.
I have to say, Liam, the game changes over the years, but defending should still be defending. If in doubt, get the ball forward. Kilmarnock will take chances.
Wanyama. Wagner. That's gone all the way out for a Kilmarnock goal kick. Who'll be the happier manager just now then, Kenny Shiels?
Oh, I think without a doubt. I think Neil Lennon was delighted with the start. Had Kilmarnock on the back foot, missed a great chance, but the last 10 or 15 minutes, I think it's even Stevens. You know, Kilmarnock are getting back into the game, they're growing in confidence, and they're getting forward, and they're getting men into the box.
Beyond the quarter mark, Celtic 0, Kilmarnock 0 in the Scottish Communities League Cup final. Mulgrew. Flick from Ledley. Cooper was the target. Between Nelson, Sissoko get it away. Johnson back to Fowler. Of course, scored the third goal in the game at Rugby Park in October. Put Kilmarnock 3-0 up. Good skill from Mulgrew. Ledley has it pinched off him by Johnson though. This is Shiels. Stabbing tackle there from Wilson. Johnson. Harkins. Gordon's an option to his left. And he slips. Right in front of the Celtic fans.
Well, the ball was a poor one anyway from Garry Harkins. It had to be ahead of Ben Gordon. He was on the run. He was looking for the ball into that area. But the final pass was poor and he lost his footing.
Mulgrew scored in the Scottish Cup final last season against Motherwell. It's for Brown. Sissoko's there. Wanyama. Hooper. He's got 20 goals, so is this man, Anthony Stokes, for the season. A little bit too much. The option was out there for him if he wanted it, Anthony Stokes.
The big question is, Adam Matthews is there, but is he screaming for the ball? Anthony Stokes, he's got his head down, he's trying to beat Kilmarnock players. If he gets a good shout, I'm sure he plays the ball in ahead of him.
They've just mixed up the midfield, Celtic, Craig, haven't they? They've got James Forrest, who started on the right, out on the left. Brown's moved out to the right-hand side with Ledley and Wanyama in the middle, and here is James Forrest. Play on, says Willie Collin. Matthews, this time he does get the ball on the far side. Blocked at source. He whacks that off Victor Wanyama. Gordon will pick up. Kelly. Sissoko. Well, he's the calmest man inside Hampden Park, is Sissoko. Sometimes centre-halves come along, Craig, they're so blasé when they're on the ball.
Well, you know, it's wonderful when you're making passes, but you know, Celtic should be ahead because of a pass that was misplaced. in that area. You cannot afford to get it wrong back there.
Well, he's continuing to play the way he likes to play, despite in the first few minutes, as the offside flag was up against Paul Heffernan, when he did give it away to Gary Hooper. Hooper was then one-on-one with Cammy Bell, but it was saved, but Paul Heffernan clocked offside.
Yeah, he's just gone too early. Good play by the Celtic defenders. Stood in a good line.
Also looking for Brown. Gordon's there. Wanyama. Ledley. Charlie Mulgrew. Ledley. Wanyama to Matthews. So more attacking than defending in the first half, the Welshman. Gets it back from Brown. This is the Celtic skipper. Good skill from Brown. That's fantastic. Great ball in, looking for Stokes. Good save, Bell. And Sissoko gets rid of it. Only just. Well, Cammy Bell has been the hero big time for Kilmarnock so far.
Well, what a save that is. I mean, the first one was good. That's what I've got to say is sensational, because Scott Brown does brilliantly out in the wide area. But fabulous skill to create the room. Now, can you get a quality ball in? You bet. And that is a terrific header back across the goalkeeper. What a save.
That made it even more difficult for Bell. Stokes hitting it back the way the cross came.
Textbook, that's what they tell you. The goalkeeper's body's moving one way, very difficult to get back. That is a sensational piece of goalkeeping.
Celtic denied twice by the Killie number 1, Matthews. Getting to turn the screw a bit, are Celtic. Ben Gordon blocks the Adam Matthews cross. Ben Gordon speaking during the week, accepting that he's in the shop window, really, in his second loan spell at Kilmarnock. He knows he'll struggle to get into the Chelsea first team squad. Matthews back in for Wanyama. Hooper. Nobody there for Celtic.
Decent ball in from Gary Hooper, but his strike partner Andy Stokes was very close to him, and nobody else, you know, made any kind of run to get to that back post area.
He's got a phenomenal record, Gary Hooper. Scored 22 times last season. He's got 20 this season. Not bad, 2 off his target. Last season, we've still got a couple of months left.
And his bet with Anthony Stokes keeps the pair of them on their toes, you know, because neither are going to want to lose that particular contest.
There's nothing to separate the two. 20 each. Given away by Kilmarnock. Adam Matthews again. Hooper. So strong, Gary Hooper. Brown. It's well done again from Brown. The back heel from Hooper. Well, Celtic turning on the style in the final third. And they can't get that breakthrough. We played almost half an hour. It's goalless.
Celtic have found another gear. You know, they were a little bit lax in the middle 15 minutes, but they've picked things up again, and the game is now being played back in that Kilmarnock half.
And ball against Liam Kelly, Scotland under-21 international.
No complaints when your arm's up there.
Kelly having to switch on. They've got everyone behind the ball to defend this Charlie Mulgrew free kick.
Just look at Anthony Stokes against James Fowler in that back post area. Is not a match-up defensively you would want.
Mulgrew. He'll take this in the Hampden sunshine. Away by Hay. Jones trying to complete the clearance. Harkins is onto it now. Now Killie might have a counter-attack on here. Heffernan. Lee Johnson's in terrific space back into the box. He moved into the central area now as Shiels goes for goal, and it's saved by Forster.
That's another great piece of goalkeeping. Terrific break from Kilmarnock. Defending a set piece. Look at the bodies they get forward to cause problems here. And Dean Shiels wants to cut on to his right foot, his stronger foot. I think he just gets a nick there, and that is a good save.
just bounced awkwardly in front of Fraser Forster as it came towards him. Shiels has looked the most likely up front for Kilmarnock so far. He's playing behind Paul Heffernan, who you see there. That's Sissoko, and it's off the line. Well, it was Stokes who was there. Normally, it's up the other end of the park. Anthony Stokes does the job. That time, right on the line, as the header was powered towards goal by Sissoko.
Well, he does well, Anthony Stokes, because he stays there. He knows his job, doesn't get dragged off that line, and makes a good clearance. But that's the only problem with the zone defending. When you have your three big headers on the 6-yard line, if it's cut back to the penalty spot, Sissoko and Nelson, they'll win headers in there.
A couple of major warnings for Celtic just in the last minute or so. The Sissoko header, the Shiels shot, and here's Garry Hooper. I mentioned how strong he was a moment or two ago. Shrugged off two Kilmarnock players there. Couldn't find his strike partner Stokes. Fowler. Wilson easily deals with Heffernan. Victor Wanyama. Fowler did well initially and at the second occasion. Johnson plays that back in towards his own penalty area. Nelson finds Gordon. Harkins. Johnson. Should do well to get onto that. Wilson pushed back to his goalkeeper. He's testing Fraser Forster there. Well, Anthony Stokes doing the defensive duty this time.
And his advantage of having players on the goal line. How many clubs don't have anybody there and they lose goals? Stay where you are, decent header. Good save from Anthony Stokes.
Harkins, well, that's come through towards Heffernan. Good recovery though from Kelvin Wilson. Fantastic defending, and it had to be.
It's advantage of having big long legs. You know, if you go to ground in there, you've got to time the tackle perfectly. He did.
Ledley. It's going from one end to the other. Forrest. Hasn't really got into the game yet, but this is promising from Forrest. Not a great delivery, but it does come through to Brown. Stokes wants it and gets it. Charlie Mulgrew. Forrest! Oh, and Hooper was inches away.
Yeah, if Garry Hooper gets it in there, he's actually offside. The flag has gone up, but good play by Celtic again around the edge of the box. Comes to Charlie Mulgrew. I think he fancied a shot. Poor first touch. Gives it to James Forrest. You can see two players offside.
Well, Forrest with the effort there, and he hasn't, as I was just saying, hasn't really gone into the cup final yet.
35 minutes gone, but he did show there when he went one-on-one with James Fowler. He has that extra bit of pace. Fowler's now going to have to worry and back off. He doesn't want to get involved in a foot race. Neil Lennon allowed in the technical area this year. He was banned from the dugout, if you want to call it that, last year, and lost to Rangers after extra time. Much closer to the action this year, the Celtic boss. Meanwhile, Adam Matthews looking to take a long throw here into the box. It has come through to Hooper, who's got his back to goal. Nelson couldn't get it away, it came off when Yama, and Bell holds on. Poor defending from Kilmarnock. You cannot allow a long throw to come into the feet of the striker. Somebody has got to go and stick their head on that. As soon as it's down there, defensively you're in trouble.
Shiels. Johnson. Kellie. Not a great ball. He was looking for Ben Gordon. Matthews was there. Now it's Brown. Hooper steps away from Hayes, taking him right out of the game. Wilson. Mulgrew to Stokes. Good run by James Forrest. One way then the other, slaloming towards goal. From off Kelly. There's a shout for handball. And Celtic do with the corner.
Well, no question of a penalty kick. Liam Kelly, the arms are down. He's just standing there trying to make the block, exactly what he did, but James Forrest starting to come to life. It was going towards the goalkeeper anyway. I think Celtic quite happy with the corner, keeps the pressure on.
Mulgrew to take again. 8 minutes from half-time. Wanyama's up. Stokes there as well. It's back to Wanyama. Cormac had enough yellow shirts in the way. Heffernan was the one who got the final touch onto it to get it out of the penalty area. Matthews to Mulgrew. Celtic trying to pin Killie back. Wanyama. And away. Johnson. Heffernan, no support really. Got to go back the way. Harkins. Kelly.
It's been a strange game of ups and downs. You know, you've had 5 minutes where there was a pause and a chance, a couple of decent saves, and then it kind of goes flat again. But you know, as soon as we get a goal, things will really liven up. But the big question still is who's going to get that first goal.
The passing from both teams at times has been off today, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, two teams who are noted for getting the ball down and playing. We've got a lovely surface. It's been watered, but it's a cup final. You know, when you lose the ball, you go hounding. Hard to do it for 90 minutes, but when the opposition are in possession, don't give them a minute.
Harkins. Slung that off. Wanyama. Didn't quite break to Heffernan. Celtic skipper involved again. There was he who lifted the Scottish Cup, of course, last May. Stokes didn't quite come to Hooper, did it? That's Brown! Wow!
Referee's given a corner. Thought that went straight across, but has Cammy Bell got another touch on that, because it's an absolute beauty from Scott Brown when it comes back to him quickly. It's right in his stride, and he can't hit this any better. Goalkeeper says goalkeeper just got a touch.
Oh, he has. That is an unbelievable save from Cammy Bell. 3 in the match so far. Mulgrew's corner. Wagner was closest to it. Well, we've got to talk about Cammy Bell. That is exceptional.
Well, it was hard to tell he got a touch because the ball was going at such pace off the boot of Scott Brown, but as you say, that's going to, that's a terrific save.
Incredible.
We knew that Kilmarnock would have to have players in absolutely top form. Well, I tell you what, the goalkeeper's there already.
Well, that came battering towards him from Brown. And that's 3 times he's denied Celtic this afternoon. Hooper first, then Stokes, and now the Celtic skipper. Five minutes to half-time, and it is still goalless. Both goalkeepers have had work to do. Brown. So dynamic, Scott Brown. Stokes. He's got it back to Brown. Forrest. Kilmarnock, when they've had to, they've got numbers behind the ball. It's something that they have to do. Garry Harkins. Heffernan wanted it earlier. Harkins, has he managed to find him? Well, Heffernan was in there. Not a bad attempt.
That's good covering round from Adam Matthews, though. The minute you know your defenders are in trouble, your full-back's tucked in behind the centre-backs, and he also has good pace, Matthews.
Matthews. Wanyama. Trying to ping it out to Forrest. Celtic ball. Garry Harkins getting his chance at SPL level, former Dundee and Partick Thistle midfielder.
Remember, he excelled a couple of cup ties against Rangers. I think people knew then that he could play at this level, but it was Kilmarnock who took a chance on him.
Harried all the way by the aforementioned Harkins. That's a foul on Mulgrew.
Great pressure from Garry Harkins. He knew Charlie Mulgrew was under pressure and refused to make it easy. He was looking to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, but Harkins just kept hounding him, and just next to back leg goes down, and the referee gives the free kick.
In his mid-20s, Garry Harkins, he started his career at Blackburn, but he'd spelled at Huddersfield, Bury, Blackpool and Grimsby before coming back north of the border. Celtic looking to finish the first half strongly. 2.5 to go. Plus whatever Willie Collum wants to add on at the end. Was the injury to Danny Bowes, of course. Kilmarnock forced into making that change with Lee Johnson coming on. Throw in from Matthews, and Yama got the flick onto it. Brown tried to take it on the volley. It was awkward for Brown because he had 2 or 3 Kilmarnock defenders around him. Joe Ledley. Through for Stokes, where he was beaten in the jump by Nelson. Ledley. Harkins. By Liam Kelly. Heffernan will give chase just in the off chance. Wilson miscontrolled, and Wilson's given that one away straight to Garry. Shiels to the left, Heffernan to the right. What a chance for Killie. Good save from Fraser Forster. Kilmarnock will try again though. Brown gets that away from Lee Johnson. Now Celtic go on the counter. Another warning to Celtic. Hooper to Stokes. Final minute of the first half. There'll be one added on in stoppage time. Anthony Stokes. And it is blocked. Again, cool as you like from Sissoko. And Garry Hay will come away with it. What a chance Kilmarnock had a moment ago from Paul Heffernan. Kelly. And Johnson. Ayrsham finishing the first half strongly. Nutmeg from Harkins and Mulgrew. What's the last few minutes? Kilmarnock coming back into the game. Garry Harkins has been the one who's been instigating most of that. No coincidence. No, and I've been looking for Dean Shiels to offer them that, but Garry Harkins is also a top player. But I have to say, feature of the first half, performance of the 2 goalkeepers. 3 great saves by Cammy Bell and a couple of terrific stops by Fraser Forster. Well, we're into that 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Brown. Wilson. Matthews to Scott Brown. And now they're trying to keep it alive. Celtic looking to get their noses in front before half-time, but it is now the interval. Scott Brown takes a sore one right on the half-time whistle.
point. They look like a team who are here to try and win the game, and all credit to them.
They're brave, Pat, aren't they?
Well, we talked right at the start, bravery, fearlessness. I think they've shown that all the way through that first half. So whatever happens, you know, they can walk away with that feeling. One big thing I would say about it, Celtic score the first goal, I think we know who's going to win this competition. If Killie score the first goal, it's still open because Celtic can come back, but for Killie, it's imperative they do something in the first 20 minutes here to somehow snatch a goal if they're going to win this competition.
It's goalless halfway through in the Scottish Communities League Cup final. Back for the second half with Craig Patterson and with Liam McLeod.
Rob, thanks. It's been a tale of two goalkeepers so far. Bell and Forster are the story of the 66th Scottish League Cup final. It's a Kilmarnock team that haven't won a match since they went to Rangers and won a month ago, so they are capable of the big wins. Celtic, though, have only conceded, and John Hartson was talking about their defensive record there, they've only conceded 4 times in their last 19 games. In fact, it's only 9 conceded since they lost those 3 to Kilmarnock in October. It is utterly miserly, that Celtic defence. And the second half is underway in sunny Glasgow. Killie will have taken belief from the first half, particularly towards the end of the opening 45. Garry Harkins started to get himself into the game. I don't suppose, Craig Patterson, that Kenny Shiels would have had too much to say to his players during the interval.
No, I think he'd be happy enough, especially with the way they finished the first half, growing in confidence, getting the good players on the ball. You know, Dean Shiels, try and get him more involved. Garry Harkins, I think Celtic will have looked at half-time. They have to stop him getting on the ball as easily because he was picking holes. It'll be interesting to start the second half, just to see if one of the managers thinks, hey, we're going to go after this, and maybe just promote somebody from midfield forward a little bit earlier and try and catch the other team in the hop.
Hooper. Forrest. Stokes and Hooper wait. Forrest outpacing Fowler. Bell holds on.
I think his final touch, James Forrest, wasn't good enough. You know, he's on the run, he's gone at full tilt, he's got to try and get his foot round this. I think he wanted to chip it to the back post, straight to the goalkeeper.
Right idea from Forrest, though. Sissoko. Gordon to Shiels. Matthews applying the pressure, and he finds Wanyama. Matthews going long, asking a lot of Scott Brown.
To be fair to Adam Matthews, Scott Brown made the run to go long, put the brakes on, then came back, but Matthews had the head down, concentrating on making the pass, and then he went in the area where Scott Brown had vacated.
First League Cup meeting between these two since October 2008. Celtic won that one 3-1 at Rugby Park. As far as the two squads are concerned, now that's not that long ago. Scott Brown is the only survivor in the Celtic starting lineup that night. Scott Brown and Georges Samaras in the Celtic squad for that one. Gary Hay, James Fowler and Manuel Pascali, of course, injured, the Kilmarnock captain, still in the Killie ranks. There is Manny Pascali, the Italian, sitting this one out. You've seen a bit of gloating on a certain social network website yesterday about the rugby. As Dean Shiels comes through, Shiels is in! Oh, he's fluffed his lines! It might come to Fowler. Headed away by Wilson. Forrest onto that. Oh, what a chance for Dean Shiels. And now Celtic go on the counter-attack with Forrest, who was tucked back. That'll be a yellow card, you would think, for Fowler.
Well, the very man that Kilmarnock would want at the end of this chance, their best finisher, coolest finisher. Can't believe he gets through here, gets the break of the ball. Pick your spot, A complete miss kick, almost turns into a pass, but it's an incredible miss. From there, you would fancy Dean Shiels to hit the back of the net.
Kelvin Wilson did get back at Shiels, but the connection wasn't there for the Kilmarnock forward. Wilson. Wanyama. Sissoko goes down under the challenger Hooper. Thomas Rogna inside his own box, just getting back to his feet too. Matthews. Charlie Mulgrew. Just to confirm, Lee Johnson booked for that challenge on James Forrest. Matthews. Hooper. Matthews still out there. Wilson. Mulgrew. Going through the gears. Great run from Charlie Mulgrew. Oh, shout for handball, it's been given right on the line. Right on the line!
Charlie Mulgrew making the difference there by driving past players. Then the defence has to reorganise, tries to flick the ball through. It's obviously come on for harm, and the referee says right on the edge of the box. Charlie Mulgrew just trying to knock it through here, and you can see the referee's absolutely right, just outside. But this remains a real opportunity for Celtic. That 3-3 game at Kilmarnock, and they try to get back into the game. Anthony Stokes from this kind of area struck it right in the top corner.
Both he, Stokes, and Mulgrew, who's out there as well, scored in that 3-3 game. Stokes got 2, Mulgrew got 1. Stokes missed a sitter as well in the first half of that game. Cammy Bell facing another test, perhaps his biggest. It is Stokes, it's into the wall. Faint appeal for handball from Stokes. Wanyama. Another ball into the area for Hooper. It goes down. There's another shout. Goal kick only.
Yeah, I think the referee doesn't see enough of the challenge. Two players with their eye on the ball, and Sissoko may have stood on the back of the heel maybe of Garry Hooper here, but you know, you've got to be careful in the box, but that's not a penalty kick. Here you see there's an arm on the back. So ever so slightly. If we have penalties for that, we're going to see 10 penalties a game.
Yama beats Harkins. I think it's already happened to Neil Lennon on the touchline there, but at what point does frustration come into it for Celtic?
Well, I think the delight for them is you have Chris Coleman, you have George Samaras, so if you're not happy with the way things are going, you have the ability to change it by going to your bench. That's a good foot on the ball, Wanyama, doesn't he? And then trips over the player who's falling. It's very difficult for referees nowadays to know what is and what isn't a free kick.
Kelvin Wilson. Mulgrew looking for Forrest. James Forrest obviously prefers the ball into feet. Kelly. Best chance the second half so far has come for Kilmarnock, and they're sniffing about looking for another here. This is Gary Harkins. Johnson. Corner.
As well, Johnson in the wide area. I think his first touch wasn't good enough and he's closed down. Didn't see him getting past Kelvin Wilson, so just knocks off the Celtic defender. Gets his team a corner, and now, you know, it's a chance. Gary Harkins starts. I thought he might have pulled the trigger there. Goes wide, and eventually Kilmarnock end up with a corner. Centre backs and get themselves into the box.
Sissoko. Well, he was onside. Sissoko.
Yeah, I think it was Anthony Stokes coming off the line. You see Anthony Stokes, number 10. I think he was the one who was slow to come out when this ball's lobbed back in. They're well onside, but doesn't hit target.
Similar situation to the one Kilmarnock had against Rangers earlier in the season when they beat Rangers at Rugby Park. Pascali was the man. Very similar, wasn't it?
Did exactly that, man. Anthony Stokes give him 10 out of 10 for his save on the line in the first half, but when it's cleared like that, you've got to get out.
Good play from Heffernan to Shiels. Harkins to his left, Heffernan to his right. Free kick. Celtic not getting it their own way right now.
Well, Kilmarnock are scrapping for absolutely everything. Dean Shiels just waits for the challenge, gets his team a free kick and yet another chance to get a ball in the box.
Garry and Dean Shiels both over this set piece for Kilmarnock. Everyone back for Celtic. Here comes from Shiels. Roggenhout's there. It's still alive though. Brown gets it out of the danger zone.
Well, Celtic just managed to scramble it clear. Decent delivery in from the wide areas, causing problems for the Celtic defenders.
Shiels for Sissoko. It's Forster. Well, the goalkeeper's given that straight to Michael Nelson. Shiels. Straight into the chest of Rogna. Hooper. Trying to feed that one through to Scott Brown. Celtic, I think, will make a change in a moment. Ki Sung-young will be the player to come on. Neil Lennon trying to freshen things up, I think, more than anything else, because they've been a little bit lethargic.
I'm interested to see who comes off, because, you know, Ki's a wonderful player. He maybe just wants somebody to go in there and get their foot on the ball and start to make the play, because at the moment Kilmarnock are harassing and they're knocking Celtic off their stride. They can't get any kind of fluency going at all.
Thomas Rogna is the player who'll come off.
Joe Ledley left back, Charlie McGrew centre back. A couple of changes to fit in that won't cause them a problem at all.
Ki Sung-young scored in the Scottish Cup final last season against Motherwell, and what a goal that was. What a glimpse of Callum Murray, who's the fourth official today, just there. He looks like potentially being the referee for the Old Firm derby next weekend at Ibrox, a game that if Motherwell drop points on the Saturday at Kilmarnock, Celtic could win the SPL title.
Neil Lennon has actually moved Victor Wanyama, who's played there a few times this season. He's gone back into the centre back role. Ki taking his place in midfield.
Great challenge from Mulgrew. Inside to Hooper. Brown. Neil Lennon home, and that substitution has an immediate impact. Matthews, Brown leaves that unintentionally. Mulgrew to Stokes. Forrest. Have a go. Corner Celtic.
It's better from Celtic. Better passing, crisp into feet. Eventually comes to James Forrest. Cuts in into his right foot. Looks to work Cammy Bell. Well blocked by the defender.
Charlie Mulgrew then again with the corner kick. Similar corner, but it's straight into the grateful hands of Cameron Bell.
Well, he's been absolutely rock solid in everything he's managed to do this afternoon, Cammy Bell, whether it be fielding crosses, clearing with his feet, or making three terrific saves.
Ki. Remember, extra time and penalties if needed to settle this one. This afternoon's extra time. This time last year, Celtic were on the receiving end that day. They're on the ball here, and it's Ki. Brown can't get himself away from Ben Gordon, who just shepherds the ball out of play. Well, Willie Combs going to have to defuse this, and there's nothing in it obviously, but Scott Brown, again, it was that word I was talking about earlier. It's frustration, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Ben Gordon's done exactly what a defender's going to do. He steps up across the ball, Shepherd's out for the goal kick, then you just need to go on with the game. But they did come together. There was a tangle of legs, and the referee he gets himself involved. But that's good, strong defending from Ben Gordon. You're allowed to do it nowadays. Scott Brown obviously not too impressed.
Ben Gordon in his second loan spell at Killie from Chelsea was here at the first half of last season. Mixu Patalainen, who's here with our Radio Scotland colleagues today watching on, his former team, he brought him to Kilmarnock. He's come back for the second half of this season. Forrest. Mulgrew. It's it back from Ledley. Key. Mulgrew. Ki-Sung-Young. Celtic beginning to get a stranglehold on the game now. Forrest couldn't quite pick out Key. It's an eye of the needle ball. Heffernan on his own for the minute. Wilson and Harkins together. Wilson comes out with it. Matthews. Brown. Key. Stokes. Well, we've hit the hour mark. No change in luck for Celtic right now. Ledley. Mulgrew. Mark sitting off just a bit. Forrest. Mulgrew taking his time. It's Michael and Nelson scooping it clear. What's the sense at Kilmarnock when Celtic win the ball just now? They're sitting back a little bit.
Well, I think you start to get behind the ball and just becomes a habit of getting there. You've got to keep hounding Celtic. Give good players time. They'll pick passes. You've got to get in their faces. They've done it so far. They can't afford to drop off the pace, Kilmarnock.
It's another loose pass. Georgios Samaras, he's arguably been in the best form that he has had since arriving at Celtic, initially on loan 4 years ago. Yama wins the free kick on Heffernan.
Paul Heffernan just clicks the back foot there, and Yama bites the dust, and you know what's going to happen there. Referee's going to blow it for the free kick.
Games this season that Celtic have managed to win convincingly. They've been banging the goals in. They're behind other ones as well, where they have been narrow victors in games where they've had to grind results out, and that's come through to Joe Ledley. Well, it is back to goal when he got control of the ball. He couldn't find the target on the turn.
Well, his first touch is great because it gets onto his left foot, but then he goes, just it's a wild effort, you know, touch and then find the corner, but he's gone for power and missed by a couple of yards.
Cammy Bell asking where his centre-halves were, because that cut them right open there. It was a simple ball from Hooper to Ledley.
Now when a midfield player waltzes into the middle there, somebody has got to pick him up. Whether you pull a full back in or do it yourself, you can't allow him time to take a turn and take a shot at goal.
It's not a fixture generally that Kilmarnock enjoy. They've won just one in the last 41 against Celtic. Ki-Sung-Young out to Forrest. Celtic fans urging James Forrest to get in his bike, change of pace. He's not getting the free kick, Willie Collin pointing that the ball was won. All happening in the Kilmarnock half just now.
But very few teams this season have kept Stokes, Hooper and Forrest as quiet as this Kilmarnock backlot just now. They've done so well, but they can't afford to drop the pace for a moment.
Well, that might come through the Stokes, and has. It is Anthony Stokes. What an opportunity! And again, Cammy Bell was was there. Not that Stokes got behind it as he would have liked.
Straight at the goalkeeper, and he's timed the run perfectly. No, there you can see he's onside. Then this is a brilliant cut inside, and then he too goes for power straight at the keeper.
Wilson under pressure from Harkins up the other end. Well, in games against the Old Firm, whether it's Celtic or against Rangers, the other teams have to ride their luck a lot during the match if they're to get anything out of it. In the moment, Kilmarnock, the luck's with them, isn't it?
Well, if there's a break going, you need it to go for the team. You know, Celtic and Rangers will create chances. They're going to dominate the ball. They're going to dominate territory under normal circumstances. So you've just got to hope that the plan that you set out with this afternoon works. Everybody can keep it going for 90 minutes. You don't lose your good players through injury. And if there's a little break, it might just go in your favour.
Mahamadou Hooper. Brown. Key. Forrest. What a good tackle. And a few of them flying around. He's done a good job at the moment. It's James Fowler, the right back, who made that challenge, and so far it's been so good for him.
Well, I think James Forrest is a smashing player, and he has struggled to get by James Fowler, and just the old head knows what he's about and is right on for him.
Fowler playing at right back because Lewis Toshney, who's on loan from Celtic, can't play against his parent club, so Fowler back at right back. Here he is. Long for Heffernan. Bounce is kind for Shiels, but the break of the ball wasn't as it was earlier when he was one-on-one with Fraser Forster. Sliced it horribly. Hooper finds Ki Sung-young. Stokes. Forrest has a bit of space in the box. Again, the Celtic fans voicing their concern as their favourites given away. Mulgrew. Key. Turns back heel. And there is Garry Harkins. Well, Celtic know that the league is just about done. You just need to mathematically make sure of that. It's the two cup competitions that hold the key to their treble. It's just a goal kick.
It was a goal kick. I just don't understand why the linesman doesn't point for a goal kick. Why is he waiting for the referee to tell him which way to point? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but yeah, the last ball comes off Anthony Stokes here. The linesman gets a great view of it.
Yep, definitely off the Irishman. Well, you can almost feel the Celtic fans' frustration in the stands, can't you?
Well, they're dominating, they're creating chances, but they're missing chances, and they'll have seen it before where you dominate and you think you've got the game won and the other team hit you with a sucker punch. So while it's 0-0, nerves will start to seep into the crowd. That will get to the players, and it'll be interesting to see which team reacts, because normally when you're nervous you go back and you go back and you get nearer your goalkeeper and you try to defend. If you're going to win the game, you've got to take the initiative, you've got to be strong, and you've got to go forward.
Scott Brown. Away from Harkins. Mulgrew. Stokes. To Charlie Mulgrew again. Celtic knocking on the door once again. Nedley didn't catch that at all.
It's just very difficult for Celtic to work their way through there, because Kilmarnock have got so many yellow jerseys back. There is very little room, you know, to run between. Charlie Mulgrew's looking for a ball. There is a run there, but defender right behind him, difficult to get your first touch.
The words Kenny Shiels, the Kilmarnock manager, used in midweek, whether it would be a travesty if Neil Lennon and Celtic don't win the treble this season. And his team is doing its utmost to prevent that from happening just now. Still no goals in the Scottish Communities League Cup final. Forster away. Gordon. It's a back from Kelly. Hey. The longer the game goes on, the more belief Kilmarnock you feel will get. Well, that's something they've come to Hampden with plenty of in any case. Matthews. Brown. Key. Late challenging Matthews. Play on, says Willie Collin. Sissoko challenging Hooper. Killie have it back. Matthews back to his feet as well. Mahamadou. The left back at right midfield. Forrest to Stokes. Here becomes the Celtic striker. It's the corner. Bit of retrospective action coming up here against Ben Gordon by the looks of things, so get to that in a second. This was the Stokes effort across the face.
It does well. Get to the byline there, the team of corner. I think Ben Gordon clattered into it, and Matthews on the main stand side. The referee let play go on. Later came back to the booking.
Key's delivery, and then tipped over by that man, Bell again.
He's having a great afternoon. I don't think that this is the most difficult save he's ever going to face. Wanyama does well to get the header on target, but does the right thing, tip it over. Just come at a nice height and straight at him. You know, in the kind of form he's in today, he wasn't going to get beat by that one.
Mulgrew, still Celtic come. Still they can't make it work. Forrest. Key, urged to shoot. Finds Brown. Mulgrew. So they're trying to unlock this Kilmarnock defence. Harkins is there. That looked like it had gone out for the corner. Throw in only.
I don't think the whole ball was over. Charlie McGrew wanted the corner to whip another one in there, but has to settle for the throw.
Long throw from Adam Matthews. Wanyama did get something onto it. Harkins heads clear. That'll be a foul by Scott Brown on Lee Johnson.
I think Kilmarnock just need to settle down just now. Don't be taking this quickly. Celtic have again raised the level a bit, getting balls back into the box, causing problems for Killie. Killie just want a little bit of possession again, take the sting out of the game.
Bell has answered every single question asked of him in the League Cup final so far. Sissoko with a foul on Hooper this time.
Not a good place to be giving away the fouls, you know. Garry Hooper's going nowhere there, and Sissoko bashes right into him, lands on him, and gives the free kick, and it's another chance for Celtic, you know, to get centre backs forward, to load up that box and put pressure on the back division. If you've got a player going away from goal, just shepherd him in that direction.
Yeah, Dieter van Tornhout, the Belgian striker, will replace Gary Harkins. He had a spell just before half-time when he was becoming influential in the game, but apart from that he's been pretty quiet.
No, well, he's not the type of player who's going to backtrack all day. He's a willing worker, but I think they'll probably find if the legs are starting to go a bit. Spoken before about having no passengers on an afternoon like that, so get fresh legs on. He can backtrack and do that bit. Also try to cause problems for the Celtic defenders.
The big Belgian Van Tornhout may well have started today had Paul Heffernan not made it with that groin injury. At the moment it's Gary Hooper who is receiving treatment. Van Tornhout on. Denied a starting place, but he's got the last 17 minutes here at Hampden Park, plus, if needed, extra time.
And his first duty will to be get back and defend this free kick. Charlie Mulgrew, they keep giving him opportunities, he keeps putting balls in good areas, but Celtic cannot find a way past Cammy Bell.
You're comes Mulgrew then towards Scott Brown at the back post, but it beats everyone.
A shout from Sarka, clash between Michael Nelson and Victor Wanyama as the Celtic central defenders go into the box. You see him at the back post now, he's just fallen over. You know, again, it's a tangle of legs, no chance of a penalty kick.
Victor Wanyama's okay. Only Hibernian and Atletico Madrid have shut Celtic out since that draw at Rugby Park. 16 to go. Heffernan to Shiels. Bring it back though, the referee. Adam Matthews is the player who went down. The Kilmarnock supporters are raging.
Well, it's a big decision by the referee because you've got to be careful. He's definitely onside, Dean Shiels, but the referee decided there was a headlock. He had to come back and make sure there was no problems, and I suppose anybody who watched Bolton against Tottenham Hotspur yesterday has got to realise that the referee has got to think safety first in these things. I don't know how bad the knock was. Yeah, he's taken a whack, goes down, and the referee, he doesn't actually see it properly, but from his point of view, he figures, I have got to go and make sure if medical assistance is required, it's on straight away.
Scott Brown finds touch up the other end of the park to further infuriate the Killie supporters.
It's a mad rule though, when you're attacking in the left wing area, you've got a 2-on-2 situation and the ball ends up back at your goalkeeper.
Heffernan does well. Fowler, Van Tornhout. Forces Forster out of his own box. Kilmarnock looking to get underway quickly. Fowler. Nelson. Kelly. Check for handball. Has been given against Ledley.
There's no way Joe Ledley can get out of the road of that, but the referee can't allow him then the advantage to break away and play. You know, he stopped to pass with the arm. Yeah, just I think the referee sees it from his eye. Looks like it comes off the arm, so precise free kick, Kilmarnock.
Well, plenty not in yellow for Kilmarnock team. That is Dean Shiels with the free kick. Comes back to Liam Kelly.
That's a good hit. Just cuts across it slightly. You've got to take a good first touch. You know you're going to be closed down. Pull the trigger early. Just doesn't hit the target. First touch is good. Half volley, difficult skill to keep down. As I say, cuts across it slightly high as well.
Hasn't scored yet this season, Liam Kelly. Man is 8 last term. Not the best kick out from Fraser Forster there. Matthews, little chance of controlling it. Shiels. Oh, he got away from 3. Paul Heffernan. Tried to ball away himself there. Forster holds on. The corner has been given.
Yeah, linesman on the far side, no doubt it was a corner. Another half a chance. Get the ball into the box, into feet. Good turn. Tries to take on the goalkeeper at near post. Looks like he's got it. Yeah, he might have just been behind.
13 to go, stay with us. This could go either way. Dean Shiels will take the corner. It's not a great one though. Key away. Man will try and keep the pressure on. Tossed back in. Forster's missed it. Adam Matthews didn't.
Well, when the goalkeeper comes there, he's got to deal with that. He doesn't, and that could easily have fallen to a Kilmarnock player to knock into an empty net.
Michael Nelson is on the deck inside the Celtic box.
Might well be a knee in the back. You know, when Foster comes late, there is definitely a collision. You know, he's had to come a long way off his line, and you're looking for your goalkeeper to take this one, and Nelson's eye in the ball. Yep, that was a knee right in the kidneys. That is a sore one.
Good call. Sounds like a man who's had one of those before. One or two.
Yeah, it's 6'7" goalkeepers. They pack a punch.
12 minutes to go, Craig. How's this going to pan out, do you think?
Well, it's so interesting now. You know, you're looking at the two managers. Do you think they would rather go into extra time and have 30 minutes to sort it out? Because if you lose a goal now, you don't have a lot of time to get back into it. I just wonder if Neil Lennon, with Samaras and Commons on the bench, might think, I'm going to make a change, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to try and win this game in 90.
He's going to make a change now, Neil Lennon. Georgios Samaras will come on for Celtic. Michael Nelson is struggling.
Well, that is a sore one, you know, and you don't want to start taking off centre-backs at this stage. Danny Buijs went off early, came back on, couldn't get the job done. Michael Nelson, if that is a real dunt that he's taken, it's going to be difficult for him to carry on, and Kenny Shiels may be forced into a reshuffle.
Well, Gary Hooper is sacrificed, on comes Samaras. Well, Michael Nelson looks like he's going to be okay. They do have Zdeněk, Kroča on the bench, centre-half, the Czech defender. But Hooper off, Samaras on. It wasn't a good day for Hooper from that early chance all the way through.
Yeah, if he strokes that one home, the confidence is high. He may have had a field day, but take nothing away from the Kilmarnock defenders. They have played well this afternoon against a quality strike force.
Was Neil Lennon's second change outfield player wise. He's still got Chadu Ray and Chris Commons on the bench. Great challenge there from Killie. Very good. Back to Brown. 10 to go. Celtic 0, Kilmarnock 0.
And nerves start to play a part as well now. You've got to control them. You've got to stay believing that you can win this competition today. The minute you start to go negative and invite the opposition onto you, that's when you give yourself problems.
Kelvin Wilson. Mulgrew. It's that change of pace from Charlie Mulgrew again. What a good one this is. Well, this will be unreal. Here comes Bell.
What a run from Charlie Mulgrew. Round that left side. He's driven, he can't see a pass, so he keeps going. Just that final touch takes it away from him and allows Cammy Bell to dive and smother.
He's been fantastic for Celtic this season, Charlie Mulgrew. A lot of people didn't think he'd get anywhere near the first team when he left Aberdeen, and he got a second shot at Celtic. And he's been brilliant for them this season as Samaras is hauled to the deck. Celtic will have a free kick, and they're beginning to put the pressure on again.
Well, it's the driving play now. Charlie Mulgrew set the standard. The fresh legs of Samaras gives you exactly that as well, and now it's another chance for the free kick. Anthony Stokes took the last one, drove it halfway up the wall. Definite free kick. I just wonder, despite the fact that it's left of centre, if Charlie Mulgrew fancies this one.
Kelly joins Gordon and Johnson in the book. And Celtic have another free kick chance. Of course, the usual suspects over it. Mulgrew with the left or Stokes with the right.
And one thing for sure, it'll take something special to beat that guy, the form he's in this afternoon.
Nervy times for Killie then. The final 8 minutes. It is Stokes. It's off the wall again. Second time in a row that he's done that. And Kilmarnock are away. Van Tornhout. Strong play from the Belgian. So too from Kelvin Wilson, but Kilmarnock still coming out with the ball. Away by Key. Samaras. Forrest. Oh, we could be in for some closing stages in Mount Florida. Key out to Matthews. No goals yet, but plenty drama. Matthews up against Gordon. He plays it off Gordon. It's a great challenge from the Kilmarnock left back. Heffernan. To that pain-killing injection, that groin injury at the beginning of last week. Hay. Getting it from Fowler. Gordon. Johnson. Oh, this will be interesting. Kilmarnock have scored. 6.5 minutes to go, and Kilmarnock, through Tornhout, have taken the lead at Hampden and have stunned Celtic, and may well have ended their treble hopes.
It is a brilliant goal from Kilmarnock because of the ambition they showed. You see how many men they have got in the box here as they move from back to front. It's easy for players to not make up the ground. There are 4 bodies in the box. Terrific ball into the back post, and the Belgian bullets at home. Fantastic goal, Kilmarnock. Great play, great ball, finished by a terrific header.
Well, quite incredible. Van Tornhout, oh, and there's a second half substitute a few moments ago, has given Kilmarnock a real chance of winning the Scottish Communities League Cup. They have one hand on it now. Celtic will bring Chris Commons on for the last 5 minutes, and they will throw the kitchen sink at Kilmarnock. You can guarantee that.
Now Celtic, they will drive forward, they will throw men forward. Kilmarnock, they're going to be forced into a rear guard action. They've defended magnificently. They're going to have to do more of the same.
Dean Shiels. Gordon. Along comes Chris Commons. He's going to replace Joe Ledley, who hasn't had his best day, that's for sure.
You put on a winger to replace a midfield player in this situation. Makes perfect sense for Neil Lennon. Well,
the Kilmarnock fans going wild at Hampden Park. They're in dreamland right now as Kilmarnock make a change. Zdeněk Kroča will replace Sissoko.
Sissoko doesn't look like he's moving too well coming off, so he's maybe got in touch with the bench saying he's tweaked the hamstring, whatever. He becomes a liability. Big Kroča has to come on and try and see out this last 5 minutes.
Gordon, Kilmarnock have the ball exactly where they want it to be. Come off. Kilmarnock player last. It's just a throw in, I think, that Willie Collins given, but James Forrest is riding on the deck.
Yeah, he's taken a whack here. He's thrown himself in for the ball. Means 2 players totally committed to the ball, but the follow through's caught him, and you know it's one of these sore ones. It's the follow through that's, you know, it's one in the ankle, and young man, big future, and the international team as well. You don't want him injured.
Well, James Forrest is in real pain, and Celtic have just made their final change with Chris Commons coming on. So down to 10 right now. They're a goal down as well, Celtic, in the closing stages of the League Cup final. Is the first piece of silverware about to slip away from them? Is it about to go to Rugby Park for the very first time?
James Forrest doesn't look happy down there, Liam. He is really struggling. Celtic may have to do it with 10.
3 minutes plus injury time. Away by Gordon. Brown back into the box. Stokes on the turn. The bodies behind it, Killie. Mulgrew. Brown. Should be Gordon. Samaras putting the pressure on him. Celtic still down to 10. James Forrest. Looks like it could be game over for James Forrest. So even if Celtic do force extra time, they could be down to 10, as they were when they beat Kilmarnock 3-0 here 11 years ago. Samaras saved by Bell again and again.
Unbelievable afternoon he's had. Absolutely sensational. Samaras cannot hit this any better. Goes across the keeper, asks the question, and Cammy Bell has produced the answer. When it comes out, another chance for Collins, hits it well. There is a game. What a game Cammy Bell has had for Killie.
Johnson to Heffernan. 2 minutes to go now. Fowler. comes to the man who's got the only goal, Van Tornhout. Way back to Gordon. Gordon's still out there. Shiels. Gordon. This is Wanyama moving towards the final minute of the 90, and we hear there will be 4 minutes added on by the referee.
Well, James Forrest is back out there, but he is hobbling about. He is a passenger. Celtic are virtually down to 10 men, and 4 minutes to go, or 5 minutes to go to save the day.
Wilson looking for Samaras. The foul goes the way of Kilmarnock. Fowler taken down by Samaras.
Killie will be in absolutely no hurry to take this free kick. They will milk it for all it's worth and try and run down that clock.
Well, most people in the newspapers, across the media, across the week, could not see where Celtic were going to slip up in their quest for a clean sweep. At the moment, they are slipping up right here this afternoon. Kilmarnock fans, by contrast, are absolutely elated. And here they come again for Shiels. Pinched off him by Mulgrew. We are into the first of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Samaras. Now he gets the free kick.
That's a crazy challenge, giving away free kicks, because all that does is allow Celtic to just get the ball into the box early.
Kilmarnock's last piece of silverware came in 1997 when they beat Falkirk in the Scottish Cup final at Ibrox. They're on the verge of greatness again, but here comes Celtic, far from over this game, turned away by Van Tornhout, who has come from absolutely nowhere and could be about to write himself into Kilmarnock folklore. Brown, then to nobody.
Throw in right in the left back area. Celtic have got to pressure them in there. Make sure they don't get out cheap. Try and nick the ball in the final third and get something into the middle for Stokes or Samaras or whoever.
Brown slips. They still have it, Celtic. Mulgrew. Samaras forced to go back to his goalkeeper. Kilmarnock pressing the game, as they have to. Forster looking for Samaras. 2.5 minutes left of the Scottish Communities League Cup final. Wanyama into the path of Stokes. This is the chance. He's round the keeper, goes down. Oh, he's going to boot Stokes for diving. A massive call right at the end in stoppage time.
That's a huge decision by the referee. He's very close. When it goes to Stokes from Wanyama, I thought he's going to pick his spot and we're going to extra time. But is there any touch at all here? Anthony Stokes nicks the ball. Can't see it from here, but the referee, who's coming down the back there, this is more or less the referee's view. Oh, tell you what, big decision he's made. Very difficult to tell from here.
Less than 2 minutes. Celtic have less than 2 minutes to try and rescue this. Away by Kelly. Who saw this coming? Commons. There'll be a long throw from Charlie Mulgrew. Do Celtic have anyone who can step up to the plate and save this? Commons. Only need the one chance. Garry Hay. Adam Matthews pumping the ball back in. It's too long. It's too long. It's a goal kick. 1 minute to go.
And you cannot afford a wasteful ball like that. You've got to get something in the box. It's overhit and easy for the Kilmarnock defenders just to shepherd it out for the goal kick. And that allows Carnival to take another 30 seconds off the clock as he goes from side to side to take the goal kick.
Bell clears. Will Celtic get another chance? Brown. Garry Hay. Right into the corner for Heffernan. The clock is ticking. It's ticking away, and he's given that to Kilmarnock as Willie Collum. And surely it's done. Kenny Shiels looks on. Nerves jangling. Scott Brown clears. It is a goal kick, but time is up, and Kilmarnock have won the 2012 Scottish Communities League Cup. A sensational result. Silver for Killie. A quite incredible end to this game. Dieter van Tornhout is the hero, the Belgian striker, the substitute, but up the other end, perhaps as big a hero, Cammy Bell, pulling off save after save to